Very good afternoon to one and all. This is Dr. Pranay Dute, and today we are going to see about the concept of different type of sedimentary rocks which we are going to deal with. So, what type of topic we are covering in this lecture is sedimentary introduction and formation, how the rock is formed, how the sedimentary rock is formed, then classification of the sedimentary rocks, texture, structure, important sedimentary rocks, and engineering importance of this rock. So this is what the different kind of we are going to see the different topics. So sedimentary rocks are the type of rock which is formed from the deposition of material at earth surface and within the body of rock. It contribute about 8% of the volume of the crust. The study of sedimentary rock and rock strata provide the information about the subsurface that is useful for civil engineering. So, when you talk about the civil engineering, it is nothing but the what we can say, the nothing but the construction and all. So, the study of sedimentary rock and strata provide the information about the subsurface, that what the subsurface lithology is all about. How the sedimentary rock is formed? The sedimentary rocks are formed at or near the earth surface. Sedimentary rocks are formed at or near the earth surface by accumulation and lithification of fragments. Sedimentary rocks are formed at or near the earth surface by accumulation and lithification of fragment of pre-existing rocks or by precipitation from the solution at normal surface temperature. So how your sedimentary rock is formed? So sediment, when they get when the sediment is getting into the water action, they are suspended in water and settling and deposited. Then you have a compaction process. After the compaction, you have a cementation. What mean by cementation? You might know that how the home has been. You can say that how uh, your the new buildings has been formed. So when you form a new building, when you create a new building, construction is going on. You need to join the two bricks. You need a cement. The same process happen with the cementation process in sedimentary rock. When you have a two different kind of rocks, two sediments, that two sediments need to join, and that is joined by your cement. That is joined by your cement. So you have a sedimentary rock models. You have a sedimentary rock models. So sedimentary rock models are simple, and it's ideal model for the evolution of the sedimentary rock. How the sedimentary rock is evolved. So you have granodiorite. You have a granodiorite, which is a complete after the complete weathering of this rock. You have a quartz sand and calcite in the solution. So this is a rock models how the sedimentary rock is formed. On the basis of the mode of formation, sedimentary rocks are classified as, on the basis of their mode of formation, sedimentary rocks are classified as mechanically formed or clastic rocks, organically formed rocks, chemically formed rocks. Okay, so mechanically or the originally, organically, and chemically formed rocks. This is three different type of rocks we have. Then the how the clastic rock is formed. How the clastic rock is formed. Clastic rock are such a rocks. Clastic rocks are such a rock which is formed by the your what we can say the clastic rock is formed by the mechanical processes. The clastic rock is formed by the mechanical process. So that mechanical process is uh, uh, mechanical process is nothing but the without, you can say, the any chemical active fluid and this one. Okay. So clastic sedimentary rocks such as breccia, conglomerate, sandstone. The clastic sedimentary rock, uh, the clastic sedimentary rocks are breccia, conglomerate, sandstone, and shale that are formed from the mechanical weathering debris from the pre-existing rock. Following steps are involved in the formation of plastic rock, that is a decay and disintegration. Decay and disintegration, that is a two process which is formed in a plastic sedimentary process. So, hard coherent rock mass are generally gradually disintegrated and loose in a such a material which accumulate near the source, that is called a detritus material. That is called as a detritus material. Then you transport the common transporting agents are wind, running water, and glacier. This is some of the common. This is some of the common agents for the transportation of these sediments. And the glaciers carry millions of tons of detritus to various places. There is a gradual deposition. There is a gradual deposition. The sediment which undergoes the grading according to their size, shape, and density get deposited in a layers under the ordinary pressure and temperature condition. You have a diagenesis process followed by this one. So, the what kind of process diagenesis? Diagenesis is the process of transformation of the sediment, into the cohesive. The transformation of the sediment into cohesive, hard and massive rock because of the compaction consolidation process. Then you can have how the rock is formed. How the rock is formed? What is the formation of this clastic rock which takes place? So you have a weathering and erosion. So after the weathering and erosion, they are transported. Okay, if you have a pre-existing rock, or then you have transport this rock, then you have a basin, that in that particular basin you can deposit this sediment in the basin. After the burial, compaction, and lithification process, in this one, after the transport, deposition, and lithification process, you have this what we can say the you have what we can say the uh, a sedimentary rock. Then you have a sedimentary rock after this one. Then you have what is the sediment diagenesis? How the sediment diagenesis takes place. So sediment diagenesis is nothing but a transformation of rock into the different one. Transformation of the rock into different one. Then you have chemical sedimentary rocks. Then you have a chemical sedimentary rock. So chemical sedimentary rocks such as rock salt, gypsum, anhydrite, and some gemstone are formed when dissolved material precipitate from the solution. The organic sedimentary rocks such as coal and some limestone are formed from the accumulation of the plant or animal debris. So you have organic rich rock which is formed from the organic rich rock which is formed from this type of units. So if you have a huge forest, if you have a huge forest that is grew around 300 million year ago, and that will be get diminished, so that will also form the sedimentary rock. So you can see that this is a marine sequence. You most of the rocks in marine sequence have a sedimentary rock. The most of the rock in a marine sequence is a sedimentary rock. Then you have a classification of sedimentary rock. Then you have a classification of sedimentary rock based on the average grain size of the sediment. Based on the average grain size of the sediment, plastic rock are classified as gravel. Okay, so all sediment and fragment of the rock which is about 2 mm, irrespective of composition and shape, are called the gravels. Then it further classified as boulders, cobbles, and pebbles. Further classified as a boulder, cobble, and pebbles. Then you have a sand. So grain size from 2 mm to the 1 by 16 mm. So it is generally we are saying that it right from the 63 mm, okay, right from the 63 mm to the 63 micron to the 2 mm is your sand size. So it is also having a further subdivision, and mind you that the classification of the sedimentary rock purely on the basis of your size. So size is the element which consider as important for the classification of any sedimentary rock. Then you have a silt. Then you have a silt. So silts are major constituent of rock known as a shale. Silts are the major constituent of rocks that is known as shale. They are further classified as core silt, and the what we can say the medium silt. And then you have a clay. So this is a size image showing the comparative size between this all. This is what image showing the comparative size between this all. So the grain size, which when the grain size is less than 1 by 256 mm, or grain size is less than 1 by 256 mm, is known as the clay. They are formed in a variety of ways. And abound in the nature as soil and rocks as claystone, mudstone, and shale, and etc. So if you can see that, you can see this one as a different grain size. You can see that how the gravel and the compared to the gravel, what is the size of your seed, what is the size of your clay. They are invisible. They are invisible in front of this one. So this is your how you can measure the grain size. Okay, this is how you can measure the grain size. So you have a boulder, cobbles, and pebbles, and granules. That all are the known as the gravel. The category for this one is known as the gravel. Then you have a sand. Sand is the very coarse sand. Coarse sand, medium sand, fine sand, very fine sand. So this is a different kind of sands you have. Then you have a silt and clay. What type of plastic rocks we have? We have this is a clay, silt, sand, granules, and all. This one are the different type of plastic rock. Based on the predominance of sediment, plastic rocks are divided into rhodite, that is a rhodaceous rock, average grain size greater than 2 mm, made of the boulder, cobbles, and pebbles. Then you have arenites. Arenites is nothing but the arenaceous rock, sediment of sand grain 2 by 2 to 1 by 16 mm. The texture. What is the texture? The origin. So mostly plastic or non-plastic. So texture are two types, plastic and non-plastic. So you can have size of grain between the 0.002 to the 250 mm. So this is how you can see that the sphericity of the sedimentary rock or sedimentary sediment. Mostly we can say the sediment. So the first one is well-rounded. It is not. You may thinking that this last one is not a well-rounded rock, a well-rounded sediment. But how we can consider this as a well-rounded? So there is two things: sphericity and roundness. A sphericity and roundness. Roundness is nothing but a roundness, whether it is a elongated one or not. Whereas sphericity is just what we can say, that just like your uh, earth and all. Okay, so that is your roundness city. How the what is the roundness of this? So the well-rounded material, the well-rounded, the which we can say the well-rounded material. This is the first one, is a well-rounded. Then you have a rounded material. Then this is a poorly rounded. Angular, now you can start the angular terms used there. Subangular, unrounded. So this is a different kind of things which we have. Then the different type of structure we have. The different type of structure we have. We have mechanical structure. We have a mechanical structure. So most prevalent structure in the sedimentary rocks are mechanical structure, which developed due to the physical process at the time of formation of the rock. So layer arrangement in a sedimentary rock, strata may be similar or dissimilar in the color, composition, and grain size and texture. A thickness of each layer varies from few centimeter to millimeters. In lateral extension, it may show the continuity for the several meter to hundred of kilometer. They may be horizontal, inclined, and folded or bent and broken on a overturn depending on the tectonic forcing acting after their deposition. This is how your picture which of the sedimentary rock looks like. Then the lamination. How the lamination and what is the lamination? Lamination is a layer structure. Once you have bedding and once you have lamination. So more than 1 centimeter is known as the bedding. Okay. The more than 1 centimeter is nothing known as the your bedding. Whereas the less than 1 centimeter is known as the your lamination. So the characteristic structure of clay and shales: cross bending, layer line one above other are not parallel, irregular or inclined relationship, deposition in shallow water, stream support, repeated changes. Then there is a of cross bedding. There is a cross bedding. What is mean by cross bedding? A layer line one above other are not parallel. Means when you have some flow direction and if the flow direction is immediately get reversed, they are known as the cross bedding. These are the irregular or inclining relationship, deposition in shallow water, stream suffer repeated change in the direction of the flow. There is a type of false bedding. There is a different type of false bedding. Top and bottom surface of the deposits are parallel. Then you have a lenticular. All layers show the extreme irregularity in shape and deposition. All layers show the extreme irregularity in shape and deposition. Individual layer may be intersected by many other lying at the different level. This is how your lamination structure looks like. This is a tabular cross bending. This is a lenticular cross bending. This is a vase-shaped cross bedding. What is the graded bedding? A graded bedding is nothing but a component. A graded bedding is nothing but a component of sediment in each layer appear to be characteristically sorted and arranged according to their grain size. The coarsest at the bottom and finest at the top. Coarsest at the bottom and finest at the top. Result of sedimentation is standing water by gravitative settling or a subaqueous landslide or submarine earthquake. We have a polygonal or irregular cracks spread along the surface, that is your mud crack. Cracks are developed on the surface of dry mud in shallow environment. They get preserved when the layer of mud cover the deposit. When overlying layers get eroded, they become visible. Then you have a structure known as the rain print. Then you have a structure that is known as the rain prints. So rain prints are the irregular or small crater shaped depression seen on the fine grain drive. Seen on the fine grain drive. So that is known as your depression rain prints. Apart from this, you have a next one is ripple mark. What is a ripple mark? Ripple mark is nothing but a sedimentary structure. Ripple mark is nothing but a sedimentary structure which is formed from the a ripple mark is a sedimentary structure which is formed by the a depositional that is made in a shallow water. Then you have mud cracks. Rain print, ripple mark, and are a confirmatory evidences for the formation of this one. Then you have a chemical structure. Chemical structure. So whatever the things we till now see, they are mostly the formed by the clastic sediment or plastic processes. Now this one is your chemical structure. So made up of concentration of various shape and dimension. Individual concentration may be rounded, sub-rounded, rough, or smooth and small. Then you have a nodular structure. Irregularly shaped nodules of CHERT, iron oxide, iron carbonate, clay ironstone. Then you have nodules show the elongation or thickening parallel to bedding planes. Then you have oolitic concentratory and piezolytic concentratory. Nodular structure, geode structure. So these all are the structure which is chemically formed. Now we have moved to the organically formed structure. Now we are moving to the organically formed structure. So you have a fossiliferous structure due to the presence of fossil of plant and animal life in the rock, due to the presence of remain of algae. So you have a fossiliferous structure. So fossiliferous structure are just you can see the fossil which is present here. So the definition of the sedimentary rocks. So limestone is a most common non-plastic rock. Limestone is a mostly what we can say the most common non-plastic rock. Then you have a texture which is show the variety of texture, fossiliferous nature, dense and compact texture, concretely texture in a limestone. Then you have a common type are chalk, shelly limestone, argillaceous limestone. So limestone are a purely what we can say the organic, inorganic in nature, and what they are mostly what we can say the important for the cement industry. They are important for the cement industry. In what environment they are formed? In what environment they are formed? They are formed in a biothermal limestone, biostromal limestone. So this is the some of the environment in which they are formed. Then what is the important application in industries and engineering practices? It is primary source of material for the Portland cement. Okay, so limestone is a very much important. Limestone is very much important for the cement industry and all. In a metrological industry also it is used as a flux. Then you have a sandstone. Then you have a sandstone. Sandstone is a mechanically formed sedimentary rock of arenaceous group. Sandstone is mechanically formed sedimentary rock of arenaceous group. Silica in the form of quartz is the dominant mineral constituent of the most sandstone. Silica in the form of quartz is the dominant mineral constituent of the most sandstone. Texture. Texture is varies in the size range as follows. Coarse grain, that is 2 by half mm. This is the texture how they are varying. Based on the composition and nature of the cementing material, based on the composition and nature of the cementing material, the following types are identified. The following types are identified: siliceous sandstone, calcareous sandstone, argillaceous sandstone, and heterogeneous sandstone. So this is a different kind of sandstone which we generally see. Based on the mineralogical composition, sandstone are grouped as arkose, rake, flagstone, and chibis. What is the use? It is used as a building stone, pavement stone, and road stone. You can see in many of the bathroom, red coat are the one who is most abundant sedimentary rock and found upper 15 kilometers of the crust. Then you have a conglomerate. So what is the conglomerate and how it is defined? So you have a class. This conglomerate are clastic in nature. And it is a rudiaceous group of rock as rounded fragment. So conglomerate is more a roundness, whereas your what we can see the breccia is a angular one. Then you have a type of conglomerate. On the basis of the dominant grade of the constituent gravel, boulder conglomerate, oval conglomerate, and paper conglomerate. This is the three different type of conglomerate. On the basis of source, basal conglomerate, glacial conglomerate, and volcanic conglomerate, different kind of classification basis of the source. On the lithological basis, you have oligometric and polygometric classification. You have a different color. They have a different color. Many different colors, like you have a base color of brown, black, or gray, and this is a different color you can find found in this one. This is how your conglomerate is. Then you have rock salt. The composition of rock salt is a mineral halides. Is the composition of rock salt. Texture is varies from the coarse grain massive. Color is white in the purest form, grayish or reddish in a impure state. Formation evaporites of concentration saline. Then what is thickness of this one? Thickness is about 100 meter or more. Rock salt is a very cheap unit. Then dolomite. Well, how the dolomite and what is the dolomite? The definition of dolomite is it is having a carbonate rock. It is having a this is known as a carbonate rock because the composition of this one is what we can say the CaCO3. CaCO3. This is the composition of this rock. Carbonate rock of sedimentary origin made up of mineral dolomite. Carbonate rock of sedimentary origin is made up of the mineral dolomite. It is a ferrous iron may also be present. Ferrous iron may also be present here. Then you have coarsely crystalline rock. Then you have coarsely crystalline rock, which is finely crystalline or interlocking crystal. How it is formed? How it is formed? It is mostly formed from the limestone by the simple process dolomitization. Dolomitization is the process how your sediment, a dolomite rock is formed from the limestone. So limestone is a what we can say the limestone is a source rock from which this one is formed. Color is a little rusty, and it is occur mostly in a associated with limestone and different kind of things. Then you have a gypsum. Then you have a gypsum. Gypsum is nothing but a composed of a mineral gypsum, CaSO4. The color of gypsum is white. Color of gypsum is white, and this one is having a other shade like yellow, red, or dark gray due to the impurities. The occurrences of this one associated with the rock salt. Occurrences of this one is associated with the rock salt. This is a unhydrite. This is a unhydrite. Granular in nature, aggregate of mineral unhydrite. Hydration on the unhydrite would give the gypsum. What is the uses of this one? What is the uses of this rock? As a raw material in the manufacture of fertilizer, as a raw material in the manufacture of fertilizer, as an essential ingredient in the manufacture of the cement, in the manufacture of plaster of Paris, as a fireproofing component of the gypsum board. Then you have flint and chert. Then you have flint and chert. So flint is a dark colored sedimentary rock of the siliceous composition. Flint is a dark colored sedimentary rock of the siliceous composition. Consists of mainly of chalcedony and fine grained quartz. Consists of mainly a chalcedony and fine grained quartz. It is occur commonly as a concentration or nodules in chalk and deposits. You have flint and chert. You have flint and chert. Then you have a tillite. Then you have a tillite. So tillite is a sedimentary rock of glacial origin. Tillite is a sedimentary rock of glacial origin, which is structureless matrix which has a fragment of various sizes, shape, and composition. So compacted and consolidated form of the glacial debris called a till. What is a till? Till is a structure and matrix form of this one that is called as the till. Then you have a different iron ore of the sedimentary origin. You have a iron ore of the sedimentary origin. Most iron ores are of sedimentary origin. Most of the iron ore of the sedimentary origin occur interstratified with the other sedimentary rock. Chemical precipitate in the form of oxide, carbonate, and silicate from the marine water reach in the corresponding salt. So metasomatic replacement for the formation of iron ore deposit, that is iron oxide ore series of the Singhbum, Orissa. This is how your iron oxide ore series of the Singhbum granite you have. Then engineering importance. Engineering importance, it covers a great part of the earth crust. That is a 75% of the surface land mass. It is withstand load under the heavy construction. It withstand loads under the heavy construction. It is a natural reservoir of oil and groundwater supplies. They may be used in the cuts. They may be used in the cuts and tunnel in the highway construction and also as a reservoir. All the rocks at the earth surface upper 20 kilometers is a sedimentary rock. All the rocks at the earth surface, upper earth surface is a sedimentary rock. So, because the sedimentary rock process itself show that it get disintegrate and transported to the any basin. It is disintegrate and transported at the any basin, and then you form the sedimentary rock. So this type of thickness or this type of the rocks is you can have the this known as the. So this is also an example. So sedimentary rocks are mostly what we can say is useful for the different things. So different kinds of rocks are there. Then we are just taking one review. So limestone you have. The limestone is, what is the use of limestone? Limestone is used for the primary source of Portland cement. So whatever the cement we are using, that all the cements are coming from this. It is having from the what we can say the construction material for the cement industry. Okay, construction for the cement industry. This is how you can use the cement. You know that each and everyone is having a cement at home. So this one is a limestone, a different kind of limestone we have in construction areas. What is the use of sandstone? Sandstone is used as a building stone. Sandstone is used as a building stone. And Red Fort of India. Okay, Red Fort of the India is entirely made up of the sandstone. Entirely made up of the sandstone. So the building stones, pavement stone, and road stone. Building stone, pavement stone, and road stone, they are the uses of the sandstone. The Red Fort of India is made up of the sandstone. Red Fort of the India is made up of the sandstone. This is, you know, that the Red Fort of India. Then you have a conglomerate. So what is the use of conglomerate? As a decoration. So you might heard this kind of boulder pebbles and these cobbles find in the some of the homes. And you have a rock salt. So carbonate, so dolomite. Dolomite is also used to same as your what we can say the same as your limestone use. Same your this one is also used. Then you have a gypsum. Gypsum is nothing but your hydration will be give the gypsum. The uses of gypsum as a raw material for the manufacture of fertilizer. So many fertilizer are made up from the gypsum. Many fertilizer are made up from the gypsum. As an essential ingredient of manufacture of cement, this is a fertilizer. This is a fertilizer which you used in a industry. Flint and CHERT. Dark color sedimentary rock is your flint. Dark color sedimentary rock is your flint. This is how your flint and CHERT looks like. Then you have iron ore. You know that what is the use of the iron ore. So this is all are the important things. This is all are the important things about the sedimentary rocks and sedimentary units. Hope you understand this lecture. and understand the concept of different sedimentary rock, how the sedimentary rock is formed, and how the your what we can say the sedimentary different type of sedimentary rock, what their uses are, what is the uses of the sedimentary rock. We are going to we seen in this lecture. Hope you understand this one all and enjoy this. So whatever the question you can ask on the mail ID or LMS. So thank you all for listening this quietly.